This one was a little bit kind of iffy for me, and I'll show the reverse angle too. Dawson Knox lined up tight at the top of your screen as well. Leo Chanel looks very confused on this play. I don't know if it's on Leo Chanel, but he looks very confused. Nazeeh is going to bail with the vertical route on the outside at the top of the screen as well. To me, it looks
Brian got
like
out
they're
of his break
playing.
too late. Yeah.
To me, it looks like they're playing cover six with too high to the, or I should say,
Two to the
quarters to the
bottom,
top of
four
the
to the
field.
top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, to the top of the field, and so to me, it feels like this isn't necessarily on Nazeeh, that Leo Chanel just kind of gets caught not getting depth in his job because he's completely turned around here.
I mean, if I'm
And
Nazeeh, I have to run. Like obviously, that's a man that's when you're in quarters, you go into like the outside threat. So immediately the
yes,
first guy coming at me is Matt Collins. So if he's running deep, I don't just let him run by him because then Brian Cook's in a position where he's on the hash or inside the hash or at this
hmm
point. So if he's going to run with him, then Brian's going to take it. But if Leo just sitting there not getting any hands on anybody, then I don't really know what he was out there to do. So if you see Dawson Knox coming at you, you got to jam, at least press and give him a second. You just standing there. So
It's
you just let him get
Leo's
over.
fault, man.
He get you
yeah,
got you
Lee,
got
I
Dawson
think
Knox
it's
had a
on
free
Leo
release.
here.
yeah,
And
He had
bro.
a
this and
free
this is
release.
also another way in which you tip your cap to what the Bills' game plan was. They ran
That's
this
an
specifically the
execution.
Leo Chanel side and were able to create that this
Facts.
play that was incredibly effective. And you got to again tip your cap. Also, a nice throw by Josh Allen from that standpoint. Nice route run by Dawson Knox, and they're able to create an explosive off of that as well.
That's why
Yeah,
they
there's
win.
no pressure
They
on Josh
counted
Allen.
this as a oh my
I
god.
believe they did
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I couldn't get to 100
this,
yards without this catch, which I
this is
think we ended up
This wasn't even
disgusting,
thrown
bro.
on the guy he was next to. Jesus Christ. We're not
so
doing this.
This
this
is this
We're
is why I
yeah, that's
tell
fine.
people,
we're
bro,
not doing this. We're not
please,
doing this.
y'all have to stop listening to PFF. Y'all gotta stop listening.
They've already
Uh,
said they're biased. I don't give up people even pay attention. They already
yeah,
said
and
they have
like
their own grading system.
right, no discredit to them or whatever, bro. But like those are a bunch of guys who I swear to God,
Never
they've
run
probably
behind
never
them.
played that many downs of football.
Probably not.
You know, and they throw all these analytical stuff at you or whatever, and tell you all these data or whatever. Like flip the tape on. The tape
Yes.
that I always, but the eye in the sky does not lie. And if you
See,
watch, if
I
you
try
watch
not to
the
be that
tape,
guy, DG, until like, oh, if you didn't play ball, we can have a conversation. If you can't do this, like what we're doing, and like sit down and watch film, then you can't really have that much of a strong opinion. So I kind of
And
tend to not.
I'm the person on the podcast that did not play ball. Like I didn't play
Yeah.
ball past high school. That's
neither.
just I didn't do it.
But at least you're
I'm
willing
willing
to
to admit it.
watch. You're willing to
I'm
watch what
fully willing
happened.
to
Like
admit it. Yeah, it like this again seems like TJ said. Looks like they're playing cover six. This is quarters to the top of the screen. This is two to the bottom of the screen. Nazeeh is taking the vertical route on the outside. I think Leo just gets
Yeah,
absolutely turned around
yeah,
off this play
yeah.
action fake.
Good question, Rich. What are we doing up front?
Getting no pressure is the answer to that
no
Exactly.
question.
pressure,
If you're
like
in the
we said
future.
earlier.
Yeah, there's nothing.
A lot of
And
things.
again, this is your run base down. They send Drew Tranquil off the edge, which doesn't help you at all because he's covering the running back. Pinnell
What
is
was the action that they ran again? Was that a run action or just a sprint?
Yeah, it was like
it was a run.
yeah, it was a play action.
Oh, that's what Leo got fooled. Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
He
Leo
just started
just
Look at
gets
that.
looking
fooled
into the
there.
backfield.
Yeah, Leo
Yeah,
thought it was
that's
a
all it
run.
is.
He's trying to recover, bro. It's too late. You
Yeah,
running up on the
that's
line
what
of
it.
scrimmage like he was handing it off. Yeah, that's Leo's fault. Yeah, next
Yeah,
play.
that's just Leo getting caught in play action.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's going to happen. Again, that happens when you have really good play design. So that's 24 yards that you can take out of the 100 yards that they had put on Nazeeh Johnson as well. This is the other Amari Cooper really good play to the bottom of the screen. Beats him on the slant and go, which again,
Big
excellent
double and
route.
great
And
ball.
again, this is one of those things where once again, and also excellent ball by Josh Allen with
Great ball.
while getting hit as well off the blitz. But again, tip your cap. Better player one-on-one versus your guy. You rolled the dice as far as the blitz was concerned. It didn't get home in time, and he beat Nazeeh
And they
Johnson.
picked it up. The O line just picked up the blitz, man. Like we sent.
Still don't
I
think that's
think.
a
What did we
catch.
send? One. Go back to that.
Can we see the sideline
1,
view
2,
again?
3, 4,
Yeah, I was
5, 6.
in.
We sent
You
7.
end
So
up.
like I don't know what more. Like you had guys. You got to get there. The blitz.
You
See,
sent
this
everybody you possibly could send at that point, and it
like
took you
bro,
too
they
long to
went
get there as
0.
well.
You sent Trent. Usually one of these guys, either Trent or George, beats their block. But Ray Davis picking up Trent gave Josh that half a second before Nick hits him. That gave him time to make that throw. Usually we make that blitz and get home. That's a great job by their O line, watching film study, knowing how they're going to pick up blitzes, and they picked it up. You sometimes, like you said, tip your cap. They made plays too. We can't make every play in the crunch. I know we want to, But sometimes other teams just made a play, and their O-line did a great job of picking up this cover zero. They did exactly what you're supposed to do. And a double move, because Amari has to get off the line. Watch. He's running a double move. You have to have time. And you during the end zero, that's the perfect call from Spags. Don't get mad at Spags for calling zero. That's the right call to do. They just picked it up correctly. Because if they miss that block by Trent or George gets off his block faster, they get home and Johnson can't make that throw. It's literally half a second off. And a perfect ball, perfect throw. Hey, man, tip your cap. It is what it is.
Go ahead, DG. What you want?
Yeah, I know people think like this is one of those routes, especially for a guy like Nazeeh Johnson, who I want to say was a safety as well before. So him switching.
Very hard to do.
Go ahead. I know, because I'm going to piggyback off your point when you say it.
When you put a guy in a position that he hasn't probably played a lot of, and is not normally used to playing the certain things that you see at a cornerback, and you put him on an island by himself. This is obviously a blitz pickup. Yeah, like I said, on a guy that's been a Pro Bowl receiver in this.
Not versus a scrub, not somebody that got
one of the best route runners. Not a Curtis Samuel, not a whoever else they had out there.
Sluggo got him.
Yeah, like but look at the recovery on this. Most guys, most corners in this league are torched on that route.
Bro, Amari Cooper is a professional route runner. Stop. I don't get why do y'all get so mad when professionals do their job? I know, like DG said, we troll Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper he's always, in my opinion, I don't know about y'all, he's always been a top 5 route runner for me. Not receiver, just strictly route running. He's always been top 5 for me because he does stuff like this. He beats man coverage consistently. Now, his hands are inconsistent, but from a route running standpoint, there's not 5 people better in the league than me, in my opinion, than Amari Cooper. He's always been in that conversation.
Yeah, and again,
Keenan Allen, Cooper Kupp, Travis Kelce, Justin Jefferson, all those guys. He's always been right there. So, like, that's not a bad play. It's an all-purpose.
It's one of those things where, and again, this is why I wanted to go through this, where the previous play, that's where, and I joked about it on Twitter, Nazeeh Johnson, we need some DBs to go back at fans. This is where, look at the tape and tell me what defense we're in. Guess what? You're in cover 6 and he's getting that outside vertical route, and the linebacker is lost because of the play action fake. And that's not to say that it's all on Leo Chanel, but look, that's a missed responsibility, but that's credited according to PFF to Nazeeh Johnson. That's a mistake, and that's where the tweets goes out of control. Hey, guess what? You roll the dice, cover 0 versus Josh Allen. He got hit in the chest because nobody else got home quick enough. And it took a sluggo route with one of the best route runners in football to beat you down the field. That's a very difficult situation for him.
And if you ask me, in my opinion, it wasn't a fucking catch.
Well, that's a different conversation. I think that he had 2 hands on the ball, but again, we can get into the conversation. It was very close, and that's what it took to end up beating him, was a perfect scenario from that standpoint. And that's why I feel like it's important to go through all those things. Because right there, this is 55 of the yards that they put out there on the PFF graphic that was accredited Nazeeh Johnson. And in my personal opinion, he did as well as you possibly can ask on that play. And it wasn't his fault on the previous play.
That's what I was gonna say. The recovery from him at least still allows Amari Cooper has to make an incredible catch on this play. I mean, the ball as well too from Josh Allen is kind of out there as well, but like I don't know what else you do.
And again, to your point, what you were getting into, this is a guy in Nazeeh Johnson that was a safety that they're converting to corner, and in my opinion, is better in zone than he is in man. And there are conversations to be had of, are they going to rotate him and Joshua Williams out in certain matchups, et cetera, et cetera. And I think those are things that maybe happen down the line. But again, it's important to keep in mind and assign pertinent blame as well, because AGL is losing it in the chat. You can't send a cover 0 blitz, and it takes longer than 2.5 seconds for guys to get home. That's not what has happened. There's a reason why there are things that are called hot routes within offensive schemes. Guess what? You're not supposed to be able to run a sluggo versus cover 0 look. You're not supposed to be able to, because somebody's supposed to be hitting the quarterback before you can get the ball away. So that's one of those things where, again, tip your cap to where the Bills had a right play call, right scheme. Both of those guys made really good plays, and obviously it just didn't work out from the Chiefs' defensive perspective.